So Until Dawn releases this weekend, but is it worth your time? Don't worry, I've got your spoiler-free movie review right here. So Until Dawn tells the story of Clover and her friends as they retrace Clover's missing sister's final steps. When they encounter an abandoned visitor center, they are then tracked and killed by a masked monster. After they are killed, the day resets and they are forced to live this nightmare over and over again until they can survive until dawn. This is a movie that I was actually kind of looking forward to. It's directed by David F. Sandberg, who also directed the film Lights Out. This is a super underrated horror film that I really love that shows a lot of creativity, and I was hoping that he could take some of that creativity into Until Dawn. I'm also a huge sucker for movies that reset the day. For some reason, they just strike a chord with me. I don't know why, but Edge of Tomorrow, Groundhog Day, Happy Death Day. I love films that have that gimmick. So I was really excited to see what a director like David F. Sandberg could do with that gimmick. There are some things that I do like about this film, and there are small hints of creativity, but unfortunately for the most part, this movie kind of falls flat. From the opening scene, you can definitely tell that the acting and the writing is not super strong. Characters make very obvious statements about their backstory, and it doesn't do a very good job of letting us uncover their backstory as the film goes along. We're just told things about them, which was kind of annoying. But my biggest issue with the film was I wanted more. When you have this ability to kill characters and reset the day, what a lot of those films do super well is they play the comedy up in the film. Not that this had to be a funny movie, I think it still could have been a scary film, but similar to Happy Death Day, they play up the comedy, and because of that, you're able to enjoy yourself as the film is going on. This movie takes itself, I think, a little bit too seriously, and because of that, the enjoyment factor diminishes just a bit. I know this movie is based on a PlayStation game, which I have never played, and I don't know how similar the story in the film is to the story in the game, but it feels like they could have been a little bit more creative when it came to the gimmick of the film. When you have this ability to reset the day, you would think that a lot of creativity would be on the screen. Different monsters, different scenarios, different ways that characters can learn from things that have happened to them and learn about things that are going to happen to them. It seems like a writer's dream, but in this movie, they didn't exhaust all of their options. It feels like the characters were doing the same thing over and over because they were doing the same thing over and over. But the reason that it works in other films and it doesn't work in this film is because the characters were boring, the story wasn't investing, and it never felt like the characters were making any progress. This movie also has no sense of time whatsoever. There are some nights where it feels like the night takes forever, and then there are other nights where the day only takes 5 minutes. And there's also a random time jump that happens in the third act that I thought was super jarring and just completely unnecessary. I think this movie had the makings of what could have been a good film. It's got the gimmick of the day resetting. It's a horror slasher, but I think in its execution, it just lost itself. The movie didn't know what it wanted to be. It didn't have anything to say. The scares weren't that scary. And if you're gonna have a horror movie that's not scary, you need to make sure that it's fun. And this movie wasn't that fun either. I know it sounds like I'm grilling this film. It's not a terrible movie. It's completely fine and enjoyable, and I'm sure there will be audience members that thought it was okay, but I just wanted a little bit more. I needed more character. I needed more fun. I needed more scares. I needed more story. And while the film has a little bit of all of those things, it didn't quite have enough for me to really enjoy myself. This is a perfectly passable time at the theater, but I don't think you need to rush out and go see it. And because of that, I'm going to give Until Dawn a 2.4 out of 5. Again, this movie is not egregious by any stretch of the imagination. It's not disrespectful. It's not a sin against cinema. It's just fine. I was hoping for a little more, though. So if you guys have seen Until Dawn, or if you've played the video game, let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next review.